Right, hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today, so we're gonna move forward for the next step for platform event super batch, and the challenge 2 we have to cover here. Since I have already covered this challenge in my previous video, you can go and check it out. And let's do it. The next challenge, which is based on subscribe a standard platform event. So standard platform event, which will be the out of the box platform event, which we have to subscribe and write some logic and complete this challenge around it. So let's move forward and let's see what is being asked in this challenge, and what we need to do to complete this one. So if I go through your task to streamline and supervise the operation for Aero Technical Solution drone pilot, so this is just overview they have given. The system is an important part of how the company client decide which pilot to hire and all. So yeah, this is the basic requirement. They're just telling us overview about the company. So what they are giving, so the pilot rating batch Apex looks at complete missions to evaluate completion rates and safety incidents, and calculate the update overall rating. So some batch epics is there which calculate, I think, the ratings and safety incidents and completion rates for the pilots. This new rating is then added to the existing rates to reflect the pilot's current standing. So maybe based on their ranking, based on their performance, their ranking will be decided. But here's the twist. Okay, the batch jobs responsible for this calculations is currently experiencing error. So as they're saying, there might be some errors in the Apex class which might be intentionally they're putting, and the company needs your experience to log the error into a custom object. Adjust the pilot rating batch Apex class, so that it can publish a standard platform event message with details of error or exceptions to encounter. Fine. So our goal is to make all the existing error are caught. Okay, we need to catch all the errors, so that so please don't correct the error. So maybe if they have intentionally put some errors which we don't need to touch, we don't need to correct it to make this challenge qualify, but we have to remain at it as it is. They have kept it in the class. Also, there's some existing mission record in the org that you can leverage or you can create on your own. So might be there's some query they're running which might be filtering out some particular records, so that we have to look it out. So what they're asking, then develop Apex trigger. So we need to write Apex trigger, which might be a new one we have to write to capture error during the pilot jobs execution. The trigger should be on the lookout for any issue, big or small, in the processing of pilot rating. Store them in a custom object. So we will be having out of the box custom object error log. Make sure the Apex ID recording into Apex job ID. Okay, so this might be a field inside the error logs. The logs act as a center point of monitoring and addressing the issue in the pilot rating process. Test this by running the pilot rating batch Apex class and checking to see if the errors are being correctly logged in the error logs. Also build a unit test for the Apex triggers to achieve at least 90. Okay, fine, you get 2 points, right? So there will be inbuilt batch Apex which gonna be a failed, which we don't need to fix, but they have intentionally kept it, so there we don't have to do much, but we will see what exception they are trying to raise so that we need to catch. So pretty much we have to write a logic. Let's think about, we have to write a logic in exception where we have to maybe a subscriber platform event, which will be the out of the box, and where we need to write one trigger to capture the event whenever the event gets fired. So let's see how we can achieve it, and let's move forward. So I will not waste your people time. I'll just quickly do and show you what I have implemented and what you can follow on. So let's open my org, but I first quickly check what is the error log object we have in the system. So this is the field they were talking about, and these are the other fields they were telling. So if you want, you can take the information from the from the platform event and put it on along the ceiling, but the challenge needs this field to be populated with the job ID. So let's see what we need to do. Let's open quickly a developer console. Let's open my already created a few classes. So this is the batch. This is the batch Apex class. They are saying this is what they will be giving. So if you see here, intentionally skip pilot relation.pilot rating field from SQL query to force the error. So yeah, this is what they are doing to force the error to happen so that we can catch it. So what I've been when I did this challenge, what I was trying to write some try catch or something like that, but that will not be a feasible part. But what I understood from Salesforce learning is there will be an inbuilt interface which we need to implement in this class. So if you see what we are doing in this class is, so in Salesforce, implement keyword is basically used to indicates that class is adhering to one or more interfaces. So here you can clearly see 2 interfaces we are implementing in this class. So whenever you see the declarations, like where I'm highlighting like database.batchable or database.raise platform events. So what batchable does, the interface is mainly used to create a batch job in Salesforce. So it implements the interface which basically runs this Apex job in a batchable batchable point of view. So yeah, as I mentioned, this interface is used to create a batch job in Salesforce. By implementing this interface, the class can be used to perform batch processing on a larger number of record asynchronously. So it runs in a asynchronous method, which has like particular methods like start, where it will start the job, execute, and then finish. So based on your requirement, based on your business logic, what needs to be done in this method, because this is the initial method which will get triggered, and then it will execute, and then finally it will call the finish method. So based on that, you can write your own logic. So the catch of this basic class, what you need to do is we need to just write one more interface, and which will be the database.raise platform event. If I quickly go and do a search in Google, there might be a couple of interface in Apex. Okay, so this is out of the box. So this is the Salesforce does, where I've been I have learned it. What about is batch Apex, and how we can catch the exception if any failure happens in the batch job. So you don't need to write any logic, you just need to extend this implement this interface. So whenever this particular class, this particular batch job fails, it automatically calls the interface so that we catch the exception to it. But this will just erase exception. To catch the exception, to catch the event, to catch it, we need to write a trigger, as they have mentioned. So what I just quickly shift over to batch job error trigger. So what I did here is I just wrote one trigger. So I assume you know how to create triggers and all, what needs to be done. So to create trigger, what you need to do is you need to give a name, and then you need to select this batch Apex error event, which is out of the box. So ignore this one. This is the one you need to choose, and then give your trigger name. First you create the trigger, and then you need to write the logic out of it. So you can write the logic everything in this trigger, but as per Salesforce standard, I have wrote a trigger just calling off helper class. So what you need to do is, once you create a trigger on out of the box batch Apex error event, which will be the calling raising whenever this batch job fails. So once that happens, what you need to do is you need to call your helper class. You can write your logic based on that. So once your helper class triggers, yeah, that is a simple logic there. So there you will be getting a list of batch Apex events, and then you can define one list, you can loop it out, and then you can log the error and do a insert in error log. Simple, pretty much simple. You need to do is, so this is what you need to do for this challenge. And to pass 100%, what you need to do is you need to have one batch of any class you can do it. And since you need to you need to implement interface in this test class also, because we are not explicitly writing any FX failures or something like that. So whenever we have this when we push this publish event, it should be caught. So that pretty much you need to do is, I'm just creating one mission with status complete. So if you see here, they are filtering out with the status complete only those records they're gonna handle, they're gonna query it. So make sure you do that and insert it. And yeah, a couple of missions I'm creating because of the scenario where I'm having the pilot's ID, where I'm not having the pilot ID and all. So this is the pretty much you need to write a method to do it, and you can ignore the other. Don't try to call the pilot rating batch, because it will fail and you won't be able to catch it. You can just simply call the event, publish the event, so that it triggers this particular class, and then your Apex and coverage will be covered very easily. So all this is I have covered given in my GitHub repo. You can go there and reference my GitHub, and please do give a star if you feel it's very useful for you. It will be very good for me. So I think platform event super badge, is that so? Yeah, I think, yeah, here you will get it. Ignore the other one. Yeah, this is the one you need to use for the code part. So all the steps, everything I have written here, so you can follow if you find easier, or you can just go through the video what I have done in that. So this is pretty much, if you do that, your challenge should be completed. That's all. I hope this is helpful for you people. Yeah, thank you. We will do the third challenge, which we will do in next video. Thank you. Bye.